Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to Reus 2. This is a God game where we play as God and humans are newcomers to the universe across many worlds. They are tiny, fragile creatures, but they amuse me, so I shall send forth giants to help them craft new worlds and uplift their civilization. I actually remember playing Reus 1 some years ago, and I will say this game is a marked improvement building upon the success of the first game and bringing it into the modern age. The game is developed by Abbey Games and published by Fire Squid, who are the sponsors for today's video, and of course a very big thank you to them for that. You guys can find a link in the description down below if you would like to learn more about the game. Or at the very least, maybe take advantage of the 10% discount that will be active for the first week after launch. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started by creating a brand new planet for our humans. Now, whenever you create a new planet, you have to first select a human spirit that will seed the destiny of the world. And when you begin the game, there's going to only be 3 options available to you. We've got the sage, we've got the inventor, and we have the goddess. But as you continue playing the game, you will unlock new features, so I'm up to 5 different options right now. I'm going to go ahead and play with the inventor because I think it's a fun little choice, but there are a lot of things you can do and they all have different requirements and goals. Now, once you've selected your spirit, then you have to choose your giants. When you first start off, there's only going to be these 3 available. We have the forest, the ocean, and the rock giants. And each one of these corresponds to a different type of biome, and they're able to create different things for humanity. In this case, though, I'm actually going to swap out the forest giant in favor of a swamp giant who can create rainforests instead of just regular forests. Why? Well, because I know the inventor likes science, and the swamps are really good for getting science. So it just makes sense. You'll understand a bit more, though. Don't worry about it. Let's get started. And here we go. Happy little humanity has arrived on a barren rock of a world. All right, we need to go ahead and start terraforming this planet into something more useful. Let's take my swamp giant and start terraforming some rainforests. So I'm going to take, let's say, this entire area right here. You can see this guy's going to get into position, and he's going to do a little bit of chanting mumbo jumbo, and life is going to start seeding all over this world. From there, we can go ahead and found our city, let's say right over here in this corner. Perfect. We have Camp Greatwood. All right, and with this comes some requirements. The inventor wants science. How do we get science, or food, or gold, or anything, really? Well, the way that it's going to work is every one of these little tiles on the world has some nodes on it, where we can place down something called biotica. If I want to create plants using my swamp giant, I can, or animals using my ocean giant, or minerals using my rock giant. And they can create things across all sorts of different biomes. So it doesn't have to be just rainforest. My rock giant can also create stuff in the ocean or in the deserts, but different things are going to be located in different biomes. Most importantly, though, if I look at something like, let's say, the stone, you can see this is going to create some science for me, but it's most useful when it is adjacent to another bioticum that also produces science. And the whole goal of this game is going to be trying to place down the right synergistic combos of flora, fauna, and mineral in order to get the best value possible for your cities and help them reach new heights. So I'm going to go ahead and place down some stone, for example, right here that's going to let me create some science, and I'm going to combine that with a plant. I know we can place down the Ramon tree, which also produces some science, and also something called biodiversity. Now, I'm not going to place this right here, believe it or not. I would be tempted, but I'm going to save that for a little bit later on. Let's just go ahead and place this right over here. What this is going to do is it's going to create biodiversity, which is something that grows every time you place something new and distinct in a biome. The more you don't use the same thing over and over again, but you mix stuff up, the more value you are going to get. Now, what just happened over here is I got some science points, and you can see that my city stats are growing. We're now up to level 4 technology in this city, right? This all has to do with their prosperity. As a result, I've completed a quest and I get something called a draft. If I click up here, we can say I want to draft something for the rainforest biome, and we can get some sort of a random benefit, another group of different boosters that we can place down and increase our diversity even further. I really would like to get a gumbo limbo tree. This means that we get more science on top of the output of 20 we already would get for every surplus biodiversity. The larger this biome is, the more stuff we toss into it, the more value I get, which just makes a lot of sense. But if I were going for a food or a gold-based spirit, right, a city, then maybe I would choose something a little bit different. Let's go ahead and unlock this like so. And the reason I wanted that saved is for this point right here. This is a super booster. It's just going to make everything more effective, whatever you place down there. I'm going to go ahead and place down this tree like so. It's going to take up 2 biodiversity to place, but every biodiversity after this just gets me a lot of value. So we should start seeing I'm going to get an absolute ton of science, which is awesome. By the way, it looks like our city has produced a leader who wants to start up a new project. Let's take a look at this. We can get some extra science if there are 2 or 3 trees within its borders. Okay, so if I pick this right now, I'll get 40 more science. If I plant down another tree, I can get even more. That could be great. Or we could have undergrowth, or we could have science for every mineral. I'm going to go for a woodcutter. This just makes sense in a rainforest, so what's going to happen now is the world expands a little bit, and this project gets placed, and the civilization grows just a bit more. And now that you have some idea how this all works, I'm going to go ahead and start terraforming a bit more of the planets. Let's try placing down, let's say, some deserts over in this direction. Or maybe a mighty ocean, like this. Go forth, my giant crab! Whoosh! There you go, let's just say we do something kind of like this. And by the way, you can zoom out and see the entire map as one big circle, which is kind of cool. Not something you usually see, but I do like it. Now, you might think, as you play this game, you want to start just placing down everything you can in every one of these nodes possible, right? And just go crazy. But no, not really, because you have something here called Eon. Eon is basically the cost that you pay every time you place down some sort of a resource node. And once you finish that, you will advance into the next era, right? Think of it as kind of like time that passes by. Now, you have goals you want to complete before every era that you hit, so you actually don't necessarily want to rush it. You want to be very intentional, think about what goals you've got, what you're trying to accomplish, and then just focus on those exclusively. So let's say I want to do something else. Here, I want to form another city, right? We've got one already. I want to get more. Let's go ahead and place one, probably right over here along the coast. Now, we got to choose a new tribe. We can have the Huntress or the Miner. Well, the Miner actually works well with anything that gives me science, so actually this could be good if I wanted to go for, let's say, a desert build instead. Tell you what, yeah, let's take the Miner. There we go. We have founded the Northern Wastes Oases, and now the borders are up against each other, and I know these cities aren't going to expand toward each other anymore. This city is going to start expanding toward the desert, and this one's also going to expand more towards this ocean. What do we want to place down? Anything that, again, gets me some technology. Actually, we kind of have to get some minerals, don't we? That's because that is a goal for the Miner. Fair enough. We could place down some quartz and redstone. That could be okay. Or in the rainforest, we do have access to flint now. And as long as I place this next to another tree, this kind of works. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and place down flint right here, take advantage of the super booster. And I do want to place another tree because that is something that I know I get extra benefits from over here. So what about a papaya tree? If we have a lot of biodiversity, I get a ton of food. I don't know how much I care about food, to be honest, but this isn't bad. Let's just go ahead and place it anyway. And what else do we have? Let's see. Parakeets could get me some money and biodiversity if adjacent to any trees. Which, again, kind of works in a situation where I'm going to have a lot of trees over here, and I like getting lots of biodiversity for more science, so that's not bad. Thing is, I don't really care too much about getting money right now. No one cares about that. It's not a bad idea, I suppose, though. Let's just place down another mineral. That helps me finish up this miner settlement, and we'll be able to get ourselves another draft. I really want to get as many of these drafts as possible before we progress into the next era. Let's draft a desert card. Ooh, okay. A way of getting a lot of money with gems. Or limestone, which gets me a ton of science. That's going to be good for me, sure. Or an ostrich. Money and food. Huh. Well, I think we have to start with the limestone. It just works for both of my current settlements. But some of these high-value cards, like the limestone, you can see have a biodiversity requirement in order to be able to place it in the first place. Which is why you don't want to make these biomes too small. You want them to be large enough that you can fill them in with all sorts of good stuff, then consume it with really powerful combos. Overall, I'm pretty happy with our current situation, though. All I have to do is just place down one more random thing in the borders of Camp Greatwood. We could go for some sort of a mineral. I don't really have many animals in the area, so I'm not worried about any of those, but it's kind of my only real option. I guess we could just place down, you know, maybe a guinea pig, or we could just place down some additional parakeets. I mean, yeah, more parakeets are probably fine. More biodiversity is still good. And that is enough to finish up another level, so the city is about to level up to level 2. There we go. And the miner village is also surprisingly close to leveling up. It wants a bit more stuff. Also, they have a project of their own. Let's click on that. Gem Seeker. If we had the gems, which I did not get, we'd be able to get a ton of money. Element Biotica? Yeah, I think Stonecutter, with all the minerals we're doing, probably would make some sense. Let's go ahead and pick up that project, get some more science, which immediately pays off because I already have minerals in this area, so we should be able to get ourselves up to level 8 technology. Now I just need to place down any minerals at all. Anything at all. Well, I guess temporarily I could go ahead and place down some quartz here just so I can make a little bit of progress, but this will be enough to kick me into the next era. Let's see how that's going to work. Now we can't do anything. We shouldn't be able to place anything down. That's just kind of it for the moment. We have to continue. And what we're going to see is that humanity has left their tribal era and is moving on into more of an ancient era. So what kind of an age do we want to enter into? Well, we could go for a calm era where there's not really any particular goal. It's just, just go do your thing, sandbox it a little bit. Or we could go for the Iron Age, which would allow us to start placing down some iron in our worlds in order to get some extra science at the Great Forge. Or we could go for an age of philosophy, right? And we can get some extra science for every unique biotica within our borders. I think we could go for the Iron Age. All right, let's just give this one a go. So there we go. We've entered into the first era, okay? That gives me a new set of quests. Over in the top left, we actually, I think, already completed our goal of having a certain amount of science and stuff on the planet. Now, I've got 25 out of 20, and I need some more of this science curio in order to get the Great Forge fully active. Where is the Great Forge? Is that over here? Not totally sure, but I think if we just place down more science, we'll find that we are overall very happy. Well, let's go to this little patch of desert over here. I want to place down, let's say, some iron over here. I think that's fine. Get some progress there. Actually, wait. If I do that, then placing down limestone becomes less useful later. Maybe I want to stick just mostly to animals and stuff instead. Or we can place down some sagebrush. Yes, place down a sagebrush over there. And then maybe place down some rattlesnakes and some cats who will fight each other but give me a lot of wealth. Not that I benefit a ton from wealth, but it lets me fill in this biome and get that biodiversity just a little bit higher. And yes, you can build in the slots that are outside of your borders. Your city is just not going to get any immediate benefit. That said, your city does gradually start getting more and more interested in expanding, the more its needs go up and the more you fill out neighboring territories. It says, you know what, we should build out our borders. So that's what they're doing right now, which means we are going to get all that benefit. Let's go ahead and place down that limestone. There we go, there we go, there we go. 105 more science gets tossed into Camp Greatwood. Lots of science. Okay, so we accomplished that goal. We had enough science in the city, so that leveled up, and now I just need to get enough prosperity on the planet in order to finish out a successful Iron Age. And I've only got 14 more Aeon to spend before that's over. Now, if you need more, as you eventually progress more in the game and you unlock new features, you'll be able to start purchasing some stuff at a planet shop, so like a little bit of extra turns. If I want to spend some of my science prosperity, we can do that. That buys me a few extra turns to work with, or we could get myself some additional drafts, so on and so forth. Speaking of drafts, let's go to our ocean, see what we can get over here. White-plumed anemones. Yes, I like the idea of getting some extra science for all ocean minerals, so let's go ahead and pick that one up. Plus, I'll go back to the desert and get, let's say, the Gila monster. That's worth a lot of money and science. And then something else in the rainforests. Brazil wood? Yeah, for every tree, this just gets better. Oh, that just makes sense. Pick that up. Okay, so all I need is a bit more prosperity, huh? That should be doable. Actually, we can go ahead and probably found ourselves another city, can't we? Who do I want, the goddess or the merchant? Probably the merchant. The goddess doesn't play well with others, so I'm going to plant down a city right over here. And actually, building out this last iron mine was enough to get me to a maximum perfect Iron Age. Okay. Normally, when you are starting out with this game, you only have one age, so this would be kind of the end of the planet. You can collect your score and move on. But I've played enough that in just a little bit, I can skip on to the next era. And it looks like Fern Grove on the Sea is going to be mostly an oceanic city to start. Okay, ocean cities usually end up having a lot of different kinds of fish. I haven't really developed a lot of good stuff over here, though. I don't know about this. Well, tell you what, we can place down some sort of an anemone in shallow waters like this. Follow that up with some clownfish for a money adjacency. And that'll be enough to at least get me up to the 3 wealth, so that completes another mission there. But it doesn't get me another draft, so the only thing left to do is see if I want to continue building up the minor city. Or if I feel relatively happy with this right now, we could just move on with our lives. Yep, there we go. All right, we're ready for the next era. Let's go ahead and move forward. We completed the Iron Age with maximum scores. Perfect. And then for my next era, do I want to go for a calm era? Do I want castles and knights? Or I want everyone to have either a decent population, science, and money? I don't know about that. Or a plague. I haven't tried this one yet. This would be interesting. I haven't really focused on food at all, but maybe this could be a thing we do. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try a plague. Let's unleash this upon our world. Is this a terrible plan? Probably. I have no idea. By the way, it looks like we have some new projects for everybody. Okay, so we can go for new kinds of scientific advancement. I'll go ahead and get another workshop that boosts up my science for trees in the biome, since I have a bunch of them. Plus more money and science in the miner town. And then for the merchant, we haven't grown quite large enough. Anything that would give me food would be awesome, but I really feel like I'm not going to get that. My population's only 8. Yeah, we've done nothing to get food on this planet, seriously. Well, maybe the oceans in the merchant town can save me on this one a little bit. I'm going to try placing down things like some kelp, maybe, and get some food going. Maybe we could place down some fruits here in the rainforest, too. Animals? Get a lot of animals, get a lot of food. To do that, though, I need a level 2 slot. So eventually you unlock the ability to start upgrading some tiles in your planet. If I were to click here, for example, we could upgrade this. Now, in doing so, we're going to delete what's already here. I don't really care about the amethyst and the money as much as I used to, though. It's fine. I'd rather go ahead and get rid of this, and we can start placing down... Okay, see, we actually have an animal booster right here. So I want to go ahead and place down, let's say, some guinea pigs to get a lot of extra food over here. Plus, we want to place down one of these trees adjacent over here. So as long as there are a lot of distinct animals nearby, we get extra food. And then a pit viper may just get me money, but I actually like money on the merchant, plus it will get me more food. So this works and kind of synergizes in a lot of ways. There we go. We're slowly building up our population here. Maybe not enough, but we're getting there. Might just have to replace a few things here and there, to be honest. I need to focus on getting some more money in Ferngrove on the Sea, just so I can get another draft. Though I could just buy some draft cards. Let's not forget that that is another option. Could also go ahead and get some boosters to city borders to force them to go in the right direction. We could try to upgrade some bioticas to just generally be more impactful. There's a lot of things we could do there if I'm willing to spend a bunch of my various different resources. Just a little more. Okay, finally, we're up to 10 wealth in that city, which means I get one more drafts. What do we go for here? Do we go for an ocean biome boosts or something else? Oh boy. I'm going to try for an ocean boost, see if we can get anything that's going to get me extra food. Tuna would do the job. We could also go for level 2 ocean tiles and ocean haven here with things like sunfish. Yeah, this would actually do a lot for me. Let's unlock the sargassum. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade at least 1 or 2 of these slots immediately. So 60 food for every distinct set of plants and animals in the biome seems great. And I'll follow that up with some sunfish over here, and I just need something that counts as expanse. I think herring does the job. Let's swap out the kelp and place this here instead. There we go. Now these guys can produce food. Now we're getting all the food. Hello. Oh my gosh, 194 food over here? Yeah, our population's gonna go above 20 now. Yes. Now we need to get up to 30. Oh boy. And the inventor specifically needs 25 science. We're not quite there. That means I need to keep upgrading something. We never did place down one of those Brazil wood trees, so let's place that here, but I need, again, to make that a level 2 slot. We can do that. Provide the upgrade. All we've lost here is a papaya tree and animal booster. I don't think I really benefit much from that, but okay. Brazil wood goes along over here, and then honestly, more trees would make sense. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot of combos. That's a lot of science being sent. Oh my god! Holy crud, we've got a lot. And see, that's the kind of stuff you're looking for right there. All right, now I just need to get more food for the dang plague. Tell you what, we're going to go over here and we're going to buy a quick border booster using some science. And with that, I'm going to go to the city and say, I want you to grab this territory, please. No, wait a minute. Where are you going? Where are you going? Why are you going to go buy this territory? No, don't do that. Hold on. Dang it, they're going for the wrong group. Okay. Well, they took this one instead. Thank you. Cool. It's fine. I can buy another one of these upgrades here, and I can do what I was planning on doing, which is we'll upgrade this, place down some additional sunfish, some additional sargassum, and maybe just some herring or something so I can get a lot of food from the sunfish. Remember, we have a finite amount of Eon left, though, before this is going to end. If I need to buy some more, spending my points, I will do it. Fine, though, we're about to boost our food dramatically, thanks to the sunfish getting its combo. There it is, look at it all going in. Oh, we got food for days. And we'll complete level 2. What comes next? We just need 175 prosperity of any kind. Well, I don't have enough time to do that as is, so I have to spend some points. I will spend some probably science and population points in order to get this, so I have a bit more time to work with. And it looks like I got rewarded with some micros. So apparently I can boost up some emblems in a region in order to get a benefit. What do I get here? Upgrade a 2-star or lower biotica. I don't really know what the merchant emblems do. Okay. Well, we'll upgrade something. How about this one? Oh, wait, that doesn't count. That's already too high of a level. Hang on. What about the, Pit Viper? Yes, upgrade the Pit Viper. So now we've greatly increased its output. Okay, 30% extra yield. Nice. The same thing here to the amethysts, and then maybe place down some sort of a gem, like some topaz. We can get a benefit here. Sure. Still have enough points to do something. I just need a little more prosperity. Not even much. How about one more science tree over here? We've got a bit of surplus biodiversity. This should be worth a ton of science, right? Maybe not as much as I was hoping for. We're really close. I may have to buy just a couple more turns. What else is even left to upgrade, honestly? There's just a couple places left here in the minor town and the ocean. Okay, that's kind of all I've got left. How do I get a little bit more science and wealth over here? Place down a little bit more minerals over this direction. This takes care of my science needs. I just need some money. I could upgrade a parakeet, I suppose. If I were to buy an upgrade here with a microcharge, sure. And then maybe place down some scarabs over here. Yeah, the scarabs will get me some money, right? Actually, it doesn't even matter. You know why? Because my cities are trading amongst each other. They have different luxuries and specializations. And they've been setting some tradie parties back and forth. So all of a sudden, I just got the money I needed. Well, thank you. And I'm already pretty sure I'm not going to be upgrading anything else unless I just sit around for a long time. So let's go ahead and advance to the end of the era. Like so, and we can see the plague come to its fruition. The evil scientist was successful in poisoning all of the people. What a dastardly evil scientist creating swamp zombies. In fact, it looks like no city is spared the scientist's wrath. And this is why science is bad, folks. You never know what's gonna come out of it. Anyway, at the end of the day, Era 1, we got maximum score. Era 2, we even got 3 stars there. Now, that's just 2 eras. Things get more complicated as time goes on. In fact, let me go ahead and move on over here. So first off, by completing our objectives in these eras for the first time, we're gonna unlock some new reward packs that I'll be able to use to unlock new items or new biome features for future games. So in this way, it becomes not exactly a roguelike, but there is a progression to this. So let's go ahead and unpack this. We're gonna see that we've got a few things there. We've got obsidian, we've got mud volcanoes, lychee, we've got cassava, jade, and hematite. Yeah, some of the most powerful bioticas in the game are things you're gonna have to unlock simply by virtue of playing and accomplishing some of these goals. So let's go ahead and leave this planet, and then we start leveling up. Now this is where, again, you start getting new features. So for example, we've got a whole new type of biome and a whole new type of giant available to us. So if I were to go ahead and start up a new planet, which I won't right now, but let's say I went for, I don't know, the Pirate Queen as our spirit, and then I went for, how about a forest giant, an ocean giant, and the frost giant. This guy creates the Tegas, which are good for science and for gold, with bonuses for undergrowth and critters. Okay, so a whole new form of symbiosis is now available. Pretty cool. I like that the progression is kind of intuitive and just keeps unlocking more and more powerful features as you go. Eventually, we will get to a point where humans can get up to Era 3 and beyond. They'll even get to a rocketry age, right? So you're really going through several different stages of human civilization. And the more you play, the more complex it becomes. But it introduces a lot of these features to you, I think, in a fairly relaxed and intuitive pace. So you don't ever really get completely overwhelmed, right? It's just something where, yeah, the more you play, the more you can do. And that's a very rewarding feeling. Overall, it's a very chill God game, right? But it's not exactly easy. You do have to put a bit of brain power into it. You do have to solve some puzzles and be intentional. And the more practice you get, the better you will be at the game. Once again, a very big thank you to the publisher for sponsoring today's video. I had a lot of fun playing this. It's a very big step up, I think, from Reus 1, which was already a good game, but this one takes the exact same themes and just makes everything look better and actually play better. If you guys liked this video, of course, I'd ask you to hit that thumbs up button. Otherwise, if you want to learn more about the game, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description down below and maybe find that 10% discount during launch week. Be sure to leave a comment and subscribe for my future videos, and I will see you guys next time.